Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Let's Design Cities Skylines. My name is Rick and we're back at Cedar Valley where we're doing a bit of a different intro this episode just to, keep things a little bit fresh and happy. And in fact, I decided to even keep the music in the background as I show you the completed downtown neighborhood. It's just looking great. This whole area that you see right now used to be all grass in the previous episode. So I took some time off camera to add a few buildings and add a few details. I think it turned out amazingly well. So I'm not expecting to change that in the near future. I also wanted to take this opportunity to show you the downtown area from different perspectives, different angles, just so that you can grasp the insane level of detail that there's everywhere, which is something that I'm quite proud of. This little park, the cemetery, this shopping mall that you see here, they just turned out amazingly, way better than what I was originally imagining for this part of the neighborhood. In fact, that's usually what happens. I start laying down some things, some road work, some trees, some rocks, and then all of a sudden you just find yourself with this creation there, and it's just looking better and better by the minute as you add things to it. And honestly, I couldn't be happier with how this whole thing turned out. So this episode, we're going to be doing quite a bit of work, actually a lot of work, and I just can't wait to show it to you. So enjoy the last few seconds of this intro. So I'm going to begin today's episode by addressing an issue that many of you have been asking about, which is having a main central station. Originally, I think the comments were about maybe putting it somewhere around here, but since, and this was way back when even this freeway was elevated and we had a ton of empty space over here, so that's no longer a thing. I'm not going to redo this whole area. Well, actually, you never know. But in any case, we need to fix two issues. Well, one of the issues being the train lines are kind of messed up because every single one of these stations around this loop is just asking for trains from the neighboring connections, which puts a ton of stress on this one single line, and it was causing a massive flood of trains, and that's why I had to disconnect this little thing. Now, there's two solutions for that. One is simply have a mod that turns off the stations and you can mark them as local traffic only, which is fine. But I don't have that mod, and I don't plan on installing it unless it's strictly necessary. Another thing that you can do is have independent lines, one for regional traffic and another one for local traffic. So what I think I'm going to do is keep the stations around the loop in the downtown area. Basically, this station over here, this one, and a bunch of others that are somewhere around here in a closed loop, and they're going to go merge into a main station that we're going to put on this side of the map, because that's the other thing. Before starting putting houses and everything around here, we definitely want a main central station. So yeah, we're going to have to do that, and I think this is a perfect spot because it's actually perfectly aligned with the government house and everything else. This is sort of the main avenue here. So with the station here, I think it's going to look amazing. And I did download a really cool asset that I'm going to show you in a second, which is the European main station. It's huge, but it's amazing. Let's turn on Anarchy, and I think it's such a tight squeeze fit. It's off by, oh, never mind. It's not off by one tile. It's actually sitting on two tiles at the same time. So that looks fantastic. Now, the issue that we have is all these lines need to be extended from the back. And of course, we're going to have to get rid of some of these. Definitely this interchange will have to go. These two lanes on the left, I think, are going to be connecting to the outside connection over here. The other two on the right, the elevated ones, of course, will be connecting to this connection. And the 4 in the middle will also connect to the local trains that we already have in this part of the city and the future stations that we're most likely going to have on these different areas, including this upper hill. So that's sort of what the layout will look like. So let me make a quick cut here and come back in a second and show you how the progress is looking. We have extended the lines towards this side. I'm using roads to stop the to have like perfectly, have all these lanes basically be the perfect length. And over here, the 2 elevated ones, I'm going to keep them close to the station yet. I'm not going to extend it. Eventually they will be extended the same way these are, but I just wanted to get the underlying elements in place first. And as you can see here, we have a 12 unit perfectly sloped tunnel going underneath here. These elevated tracks will just go over this tunnel, no problem. So I'm not worried about that. Now, what do we do with the freeway? One of the things that I was thinking that that would look good is, we can certainly go with tunnels like this, but I feel like that's a bit too lazy. So what I'm thinking of doing here is actually have a big trench. So let me see if I can do this right. I'm gonna go about 30 units on each side. I think that is a reasonable length. So let's go right about there. Fantastic. Let's actually connect this and also turn this off because it's annoying when you're not building things like that. Is this the same size? Same separation here? Okay. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but I actually like it when it is perfect. So there's that. In case you didn't, if this is the first time you're watching me, yeah, you should know that. If not, I'm sure you're used to it. But in any case, this will be the length of our trench. I think we're going to need to go a few units in. So probably around here. Let's see. I'm going to eyeball it. I know, right? Eyeballing things. Unfortunately, here we're running into this roundabout, but I think we can just get around it by using our mods in there. All right, so with this in place, I think it's time to clear this up a little bit. We're gonna get rid of all these things. Absolutely everything will have to go. There we go. And also this. Fantastic. Now the middle part will be perfectly flat, and then we're gonna have a slope from here to here. It might not be a bad idea to go under, not one full level, but just a little bit. So in this case, it's usually better to go into the vanilla landscaping tools because it will give you the topographic map. So that way you can really grab one of these things and use it for measure. So I'm gonna go down. Oops, that is not what I wanted. Let's see, what is going on? Oh, because this is, got it. I understand now. Actually, I don't. What's going on here? Well, it doesn't matter because we can grab one of these levels anyways. So let's use probably this one. And that way we can just do something like this. Seems like a little bit deep, but it might just work. It's definitely a lot. It's a lot deeper than what I was hoping it would. Let's just go like this instead. All right, so the trench looks good. Now, all that's left to do is, let's see if we can start putting down the bridges. That's the part that worries me the most because they might be a little bit glitchy. And also, we might need to bring this to that level. That way we can do 3-meter increments. And let's take a look at maybe do a small concrete pillars. So the total will be 15 units. So if we do 7 and a little bit, should be perfectly centered. Let's take a look at that. It looks okay. It's a little bit bent in the middle, but it works. All these glitches you can ignore because once we remove the roads, which we will, they're going to go away. So don't worry about that. Perfect. And connected again. All right. That is looking good. It's not 100% flat, but it's pretty flat, and I'm liking it. And boy, this just looks beautiful. Even without anything, it just looks great. So this is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to grab the 3-lane thingy, just bring it over here, And in this case, I think I'm gonna use this roads because they're just better to handle things, because they snap to things. Basically, all I want is a flat surface here so that we can slope properly. So let's get rid of this, all of this, all of this, and all of this. Now, what we want to do is grab this tool, which I never remember the name, but I'm sure if I do it here, the slope terrain. There we go. We're going to build a slope with the slope terrain. How about that? So we're going to right click on our target area, and we're going to start basically dragging from here. This bigger circle will be the mark. So I think we want to go a little bit further in, maybe this much. And this will just help us create a super smooth slope coming into our little two road segment over there. I would recommend to use the vanilla controls for this, mainly because you just see the effect with the topographic map. Not that it will be any different if you don't have it, but it's just certainly better. And the more you do this, the perfect, or the more straight the lines are, the better. There we go. That's smooth enough. So all that's left to do is, simply connect the 3-lane freeway over there, over here, over there, and over. Whoa, why don't you like it? There we go. Now you like it. Perfect. And now it's as simple as upgrading these roads. And voila, we have a really cool trench for our train crossing here. Let's go full speed and see if see how the clearance is. Oh, the clearance is perfect. Even the lights fit underneath. I added some keys to both sides of this trench for good measure, and it totally looks like the sunken freeway on the other side of the map, which is something that I really, really like. So good news there. However, I was thinking that this it's a bit too gentle of a slope. I mean, it's amazing. It looks great. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for having super gentle slopes, but I think if we cut this short by 10 units, we will have enough room for some off and on ramps on both sides. And hopefully we can connect them to this all these road segments. That way we can distribute traffic more evenly. And as I was thinking about that, I also remember that on the other side of the river, as you can see here, this tunnel that comes through here connects to a T intersection underground that diverts traffic on both ends. And since we have this tunnel over here, we might as well replicate the same design, because honestly, I think it's going to look much, much better. And that way we can have a nice little plaza in front of the station instead of this weird tunnel. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to demolish this, of course. And I think I'm just going to go 6-lane avenue, underground. There we go. I think that actually connected. Can we get in here? No, we can't. Let's see, because some of these have render tunnels, but not the case today. Not the case today. So let's bring back the station. Actually, first of all, let's make sure that that is properly connected. So if we see cars driving through here and not coming out of this side, that means it worked. So let's take a look. All right, cars are coming in and they're not coming out. Fantastic. Pause the game. Hide this thing. And let's put it back in where it was. Perfectly centered. Lines are indeed connected, so all that's left to do is connect the remaining lines. Like so and like so. Let's see. What else do we need here? Okay, so we need to bring this back by 10 units, I said. Let's give that a shot. In fact, you know what? Let's do this in a time lapse, because I think it will be a lot more interesting. I wanted to take this opportunity to give a quick shout out to Freshpopcorn. Freshpopcorn is a relatively new channel, and I started putting out videos on Cities Skylines, but the level of detail on these videos, I've never seen anything like it. I seriously encourage you to go check it out. Make sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you there. You're not gonna regret it. It's truly, truly a great source of inspiration. I'm including the link to his channel in the description of this video. And with that said, let's move on with this time lapse. I made a boo-boo. Something happened after I started recording that time lapse. You see, when I do time lapses, I change the setting from 60 frames per second, which is the frame rate that you're looking at right now, to 10 frames per second. Since I know that I'm going to speed up the footage, I just saved a ton of space and resources when I edit the footage. In any case, this time I recorded the whole other half of this video without having changed that setting back. So basically, I just have a ton of footage of me, building things and showing you things at 10 frames per second, which looks absolutely hideous. In other words, all that is lost, and oh man, a lot of progress was done during that period of time, and yeah, I'll just have to show to you the results, even though I built a big chunk of that on camera. In any case, welcome to our main central station. We only have one line running, and hopefully in the near future we'll have a lot more, but I just set up one line to see if everything was working fine, and it seems it does. And we have this custom new train here that was recommended by one of the viewers, so thank you for that. It actually looks great. It's the Acela Express from Amtrak, and I think it runs on the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken. In any case, let's get out of this station. Whoa, that was kind of an interesting exit. And voila, this is our main station. This model, by the way, looks fantastic. The level of detail, the textures, everything, all these glass panels, is just gorgeous. It has, I think it's from Germany, but it has Spanish flags, so I'm not really sure what's going on. But it's truly, really, really detailed, and I love it. Especially these two upper tracks here, who would be the neighbor connections. I haven't seen any trains use it yet, even though everything's connected. But I'm guessing that will take place as soon as more people start transferring to these lines. Because if I go back into this mode, it seems like 2 people were indeed transported. Now, moving on to this, what am I calling the transfer station? Unfortunately, I didn't have a whole lot of room to place this. Let me go back into full screen mode. So when these super long trains spawn, it just kind of glitches into the other one. So we need to figure something out here. Might have to rework a little bit the way this lines are connected. But what I wanted to do is continue this line and, have this will be the regional line. This is the local line. And I already see a ton of trucks, driving from one station to another, which is really, really promising. Now over here, and this is, by the way, at this point, I don't have to explain to you that this is like basically only 10% done. It's missing a ton of detail. But like seriously, a lot of detail is going to need to be in here. And first, what I wanted to do is just get the layout right. And I'm still struggling with this, so I might come back and fix this station. Maybe move this whole thing towards this side so that this angle, because I love this 2 parallel roads and how they, parallel train tracks and how they go underneath each other. This one kind of coming this way would potentially be connected to, I don't know, some upper loop over here. We do have this this train connection coming from the region here, so I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that. I might remove it in the future, who knows, right? But at least I have an option open. We can even have like a station over here or a couple stations over there. The same way I put down this kind of like 70s looking vintage station that I really like how it looks. It's kind of not great architecture, and I know it's kind of clipping through the train tracks here, but it looks okay. I'm not too worried about that. And by the way, this elevated train track right here in the middle, it just looks awesome. I spent some time, I don't know if you noticed that during the time lapse, getting this wide pillars, these wide arch pillars to kind of clip on top of the on the other train track, and having enough clearance for the freeway to go underneath. I think it turned out amazingly well. And of course, it's not finished, so just keep that in mind. I put down some pedestrian paths in between the train tracks because it's actually the perfect fit. And I mean, honestly, it looks freaking fantastic. One thing to mention is there's I made this like little bump here on the train tracks, and I don't love it. I'm gonna get some comments about that. It's really not that great. But the reason why I did it is because I wanted this cage around the overpass, and the only way I could get it is if I raised it by a few meters. So if you know a better way on how to get this and have it be completely flat, by all means, please let me know in the comments, because if I can make it completely flat, I would. But I also don't want it to be like the same boring design that we have here. I wanted to have some sort of unique feature that separates the main regional lines. Now, on the other side of this bridge, we have the continuation of these train tracks. I'm yet have to connect this pedestrian path, probably with the development of this neighborhood over here. And as you can see here, we have the two lines kind of branching out in different directions. We now have a T intersection here that completes the loop with the rest of the city. So this station, you can either go this way or that way. And we have the regional line here that for now it's only for cargo trains, but eventually is going to be for passenger trains as well, being spawned from the main station and our transfer station for cargo. And it's I raised the terrain here. It's somewhat elevated, and wow, there's a bit of a line here. This is interesting. What is really going on here? I think the problem is that trains are loading and unloading here, and it's just bucking out the rest of the line. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to take this line and have like a collector line where the trains that do not have to stop here can continue their path forward. And that might be the case with many of the other stations in this network. So, food for thought again. Now over here, continuing this super gentle slope. Let me just show it to you because it's beautiful. Going up. Also, the cables suddenly finish here, so I need to convert this to non-cables. They just look nicer. I think everyone who I see play Cities Skylines on YouTube, they just remove the cables because they look good. But in rural areas like this, or for cargo trains, you don't really see electrical locomotives. You just see diesel-powered ones. Now, over here, this tunnel that we used to have to connect this line, it's abandoned now, so we need to get rid of it. It comes from here, basically, so there's no need now because the loop actually continues this way, and it goes around under the freeway, I say, and it branches out in 3 different points, here, here, and here, thus completing the loop with the industrial area and everything else. And of course, this kind of branches out into the regional connection, which, as you can see here, is now working. And I haven't seen passenger trains yet, but I'm sure they will spawn. And now for the grand finale of this tour. This is my favorite part of this episode. Let me just do a really dramatic zoom out. We now have a beach site. Isn't this exciting? I did some terraforming. It's if we look at it from above, it's a really interesting shape because it's kind of somewhat protected from the main flow of the river. So it's a bit of a cove here. I think it's the right term, maybe not. But it turned out amazingly well. Let me just show you to you in detail. We have all these little umbrellas and tents and people doing grills and barbecues and stuff with some random palm trees. I mean, we have some buoys here too, some benches and plazas. We have the recycling bins, the porta potties, this fishing pier over here that I decided to keep it really, really simple because I started putting down rocks underneath and kind of do like a jetty coming out, but it was way too much. So I went for like a really simple pier, and this is kind of how they look in real life anyway. So I love it. I think it turned out amazingly well. Over here, we have a bit of a custom-made plaza. This is all using the Surface Painter mod and just putting down props here and there. And I think it turned out amazing. We have different types of palm trees, and that adds like an extra level of detail that would otherwise not be achieved if I just use the same palm tree all over. You see here, there's a different kind too. So we have like 3 or 4 different kinds of palm trees, and that just gives it a nicer look. And over here, this is also like one of these gems of this beach site. We have the volleyball court, which is a whole asset that I plopped, and then I put down these planters with palm trees and a bunch of bushes, and as well as more palm trees on this side, and all these flags, which tend to default to German flags, but it's cool. I guess This is for my German viewers. All right, so moving on. Oh yeah, this is another big change. So remember how we used to have like a peninsula kind of coming out of this road, I think. Actually, it was closer to here, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I really like that, but it felt like it was out of place. So I got rid of it, and I replaced it with, I continued the beach side with kind of hugging the seawalls. And honestly, I think it looks really good. I really don't have complaints or the need to change things like I usually do. After looking at this, I think it turned out great, and it totally fits the theme. Now, on the other side, we have a different situation. So over here, we have a cluster of rocks. This is very temporal. My point here was to like mark the end of the sand, and what I wanted to do is maybe extend this avenue, kind of wrap around here, and then bring it back over here. So we'll have like a narrower, length of the river. The ship line is somewhere in the middle, so it should be okay. But I wanted to fill this with rocks, and then maybe have another like tiny little beach site over here, and probably on the other side of the river, kind of bring it, like a natural looking edge, water edge until this point, and then it's just, like man-made edge until this point, and then from here on, just be like a natural like rocks and basically leave it pretty much as it is. Which looks great. I need to like get rid of all these trees that are literally on the water. But other than that, we can do like some little fun park on the shore here. I don't know. That will be a discussion for future episodes. But I think, let's do some work on camera for a change, because I think even though I already put like 6 hours into this episode, I feel like I need to show you a little bit of work. So what I want to do is try to connect this avenue and have it wrap around and connect back to this one in the best way we can. So I'm going to first do, pause the game, because we're going to flood everything. Otherwise, we're still going to flood everything anyways, but at least it won't happen immediately. I hope. All right, let's bring this avenue. I know it's going to have a different type of tree, but I don't care. Or maybe I do care. Hang on. Might be a bit too extreme. Let's do... I wish that you can change the... Can you change the spacing? Is this? Oh, I should probably play with this. Hang on. If I do... Let's do maybe 25. How does this look? I didn't know that was a thing. Why didn't you tell me that was a thing? I'm eyeballing this. This is a terrible idea, but... Oh, that looks much better. Okay. I need to replace all these avenues with that. I think there's like a couple of... Am I not using... There we go. Okay, now I had the anarchy set to off or something like that. Not the anarchy, the angle snapping thing. All right, so I think we can convert this to an avenue like so. And over here, I think we're going to go straight. And is there a way? Let me get rid of this road. Get rid of this segment, which, by the way, was how long? 5 units. So we're going to go 5 units in right about here. Great. Get rid of that. Go back to the 4-lane avenue and curve it like this. So that's a smooth connection, even though it looks kind of funky. What's going on here? Let me undo this and try it again. I think it would work better if it was shorter, like it used to be. That actually looks nicer. And all these textures are kind of glitched because I was playing with the with this mod, the Surface Painter mod. And let me bring this down to that. I feel like I'm making it worse. It's probably a bit too thick of a brush, but that is actually not too bad. I know it's kind of cracked here, but don't mind that. We'll put some props in there. Just want to get the avenues right first. And one of the main things here would be to, let's see. If we bring this all the way over here. Okay, that's a perfect angle. We're going to make it round and awesome. And over here, we might as well just do this. 12 by 24. Okay, so that's a long distance that we need to cover. So I think we're going to go by literally 12 units, and that would put us to 12 against 12. There we go. Where are the trees? Oh, because this is considered water. I get it. Okay, those will respawn as we finish this design. And let's see, should we have... I think we're going to need a nice little curve here, but also don't want to make it super... Let's see, 7 units. Okay, let's do 7 by 7. Get rid of that. Get rid of you. How's the terrain here? Looks okay. It's a nice little corner. And what I was thinking is just fill this whole area with rocks instead of using seawalls. But I'm not 100% sure that that will look good. So let's take it easy. Let's bring the radius here to this much. And try to smoothen this out as much as we can. All right. Now let's get rid of all these inner roads. In fact, let's start the simulation. Let's go full speed so that the water finds its new home. It's going to flood the crap out of everything, but it's okay because we have anarchy, and that way we can still build roads like so, even though we can't really see anything underwater. Let's get rid of that road segment over here, and we no longer need any of these curves. So let's bring this road over here, this road over here. It's all actually coming together really nice. This is an interesting, really interesting design, if I do say so myself. Okay, so we're gonna need to put down some rocks over here. I think that would really look nice. So we're gonna have some rocks on this end that I wish that they wouldn't despawn when I zoom out, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Okay, now let's bring this buildings over here just to continue with the theme that we had going on the other side. I think we're gonna go do this, and now get rid of that. Have these buildings all be clipped to each other, and voila! All that's left to do is put trees in between. But now we have a cohesive line of buildings going on here. I feel like we could replicate the same design and kind of have like a big beach side over here too. So I don't know how that would look, but I think it will be interesting. I know you've also been requesting to put down marinas and boats and things like that, but I think I'm going to save that for the bit lake, which, by the way, one of my plans in future episodes, hopefully not that many future episodes, is to divert this waterfall and just have it look more like a creek, kind of zigzagging through the mountains and then reuniting to the big river, because right now this looks like a lazy thing. I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting. So there's going to be, actually, in general, terraforming in this map looks kind of bland and not great. So I think we can do a much better job than that, but that will require some time doing things. So maybe that will be suited for a time lapse. But for now, I just like how this city is kind of shaping up, and how we're just finally bringing everything together and expanding towards this side, because it's been kind of neglected and empty for 26 episodes now. But unfortunately, that's all the time that I have for now. So if you enjoyed this episode, go click that thumbs up button that's right underneath this video player. And also, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as you'll be notified next time I post one of these sweet-looking videos. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to check out the playlist, because you might have missed a few episodes. The link is in the description of this video, as well as, I'm sure, popping up on a card on the top right corner of the screen. But yeah, that's all I have to say for now. I want to thank you all for watching. Really hope to see you in the next one.